Love is one of the most powerful and complicated emotions we can experience. It can inspire us, lift us up, and make us better. But it can also disappoint, hurt, and make us question everything. Is this even worth it? If you're watching this video, chances are things aren't going great in your relationship. Maybe you're tired of the arguments, feeling disconnected from your partner, or even thinking about walking away. And that's completely normal. We all reach a point where we wonder if it's time to just leave, close the door, and never look back. But before you make that final decision, let's take a step back and look at things from a different perspective. Stoic philosophy, over 2,000 years old, offers powerful tools to help us navigate love and relationships. The Stoics believed that true wisdom isn't about acting on emotions, but about understanding, accepting, and making conscious choices. Their lessons might just change the way you see your situation and help you find solutions you never even considered. Today, we're diving into key Stoic principles that can help you figure out whether it's really time to leave or if your struggles are something you can overcome. Stick with me until the end. You might just see your relationship in a whole new light. Stoic lessons on love and relationships. Love isn't about possession, it's about choice. This is one of the hardest lessons to accept, but it's also one of the most powerful. We often think that if we love someone, we have the right to expect certain things from them, to demand loyalty, attention, or even for them to change for us. But real love doesn't work like that. The Stoics believed that everything in life is temporary, including the people we love. Epictetus once said, "You do not own the things or people in your life. You merely experience them." That means the person you love is with you because they choose to be, not because they belong to you. And the same goes for you. You should choose them every day, not stay just because you feel obligated. Another key lesson: control yourself, not your partner. One of the biggest mistakes we make in relationships is trying to change the other person. We think, if only they acted differently, if only they understood me better, everything would be fine. But Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control other people. We can only control our reactions. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, "You suffer not because of external events, but because of your perception of them." Instead of focusing on what your partner does wrong, focus on how you react to it. Ask yourself, am I letting my emotions dictate my actions? Am I expecting my partner to be someone they are not? Often, the real problem isn't them, it's our expectations. And that leads to another crucial idea: don't make decisions out of anger or pain. We've all been there, caught in the heat of the moment, saying things we don't mean, storming out of a room, thinking, "That's it. I'm done." But Stoicism teaches that anger is just a temporary madness. Seneca said, "A moment of patience in a moment of anger can save 1,000 moments of regret." Before making a life-changing decision, take a step back. Give yourself time. If you still feel the same way when your emotions settle, then at least you'll be making a clear-headed choice, not an impulsive one. Then there's this: are you in love with the person or with the idea of them? A lot of heartbreak comes from loving an illusion. We create an idealized version of our partner in our minds, and when they don't match up, we feel disappointed. But as Epictetus said, take things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Be honest with yourself. Are you upset because your partner is truly wrong for you, or because they don't fit the fantasy version of them you created? Seeing them as they really are, not as who you want them to be, can bring a lot of clarity. And finally, love isn't magic, it's effort. People think relationships should just work if they're meant to be. That's a myth. Marcus Aurelius taught that anything worthwhile in life requires effort. That includes love. Strong relationships aren't built on constant passion or perfection. They're built on two people choosing to work through challenges together. If both of you are willing to put in the effort, there's always a way forward. But if only one person is trying, then maybe it's time to accept reality and move on. At the heart of all these lessons is one simple truth: you don't control love. You only control how you show up in it. Whether you stay or leave, make sure it's a decision based on wisdom, not fear, anger, or unrealistic expectations. Conclusion: at the end of the day, love isn't just about emotions, it's about choices. Every relationship, no matter how perfect it seems from the outside, goes through struggles. There will always be moments when you feel disconnected, misunderstood, or even completely exhausted. But before you make a final decision to walk away, take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I leaving because I've truly thought this through, or am I reacting emotionally to a temporary situation? One of the biggest mistakes we make in love is assuming that it should always feel good. We expect relationships to be easy, natural, and effortless if they're meant to be. But real love doesn't work like that. It's not just about passion or excitement, it's about commitment, patience, and growth. Think about the happiest couples you know, not the ones on social media, but the ones who have built something real over time. Do you think they never had doubts? Never had moments where they wanted to give up? Of course they did. The difference is, they chose to work through their problems together rather than letting temporary emotions dictate their future. But let's be honest, sometimes, walking away is the right decision. Love should challenge you, yes, but it should never destroy you. If your relationship constantly leaves you feeling drained, unseen, or like you're the only one making an effort, then it might be time to step back and reevaluate. As Seneca said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Staying in a relationship that only takes from you without giving anything back isn't love, it's self-neglect. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're holding onto a rope with someone on the other end. If both of you are pulling with equal effort, supporting each other, the rope stays strong. But if only one person is holding on while the other lets go, what happens? You end up exhausted, burning your hands, and in pain. Love should feel like teamwork, not like you're desperately trying to hold something together alone. So here's my advice, as if I were talking to my best friend. Take a step back. Breathe. Look at your relationship with clear eyes. Ask yourself some tough but important questions. Is this a temporary struggle, or is this a never-ending cycle? Am I staying out of love, or out of fear of being alone? Am I giving my partner the space to be themselves, or am I trying to control and change them? And most importantly, do I like the person I am in this relationship? If you decide to stay, commit to making things better, not by forcing the other person to change, but by improving how you show up in the relationship. That means managing your expectations, practicing patience, and learning to communicate in a way that strengthens your bond instead of breaking it. True love isn't about finding a perfect partner. It's about choosing to grow together, even when things get tough. If you decide to leave, then do it with peace, not resentment. Walking away from something that's hurting you isn't weakness, it's wisdom. No one else can tell you when it's time to go, but deep down, you already know the answer. Trust yourself. Trust that better things are waiting for you on the other side. Whatever choice you make sure it's based on clarity, not just emotion. And no matter what happens, remember, you are not defined by a single relationship. You are not unworthy of love just because one connection didn't work out. Life goes on, and so will you. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, don't keep it to yourself, share it with someone who might need to hear this too. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and check out the other videos on the channel. Whether they're new or old, you might just find the exact message you need right now. Stay strong, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next one.